All right, this lens is crazy. The compression, the separation, the bokeh, man, I'm telling you, if you don't have a telezoom like this, you're really missing out. So, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm in love with this lens, and not only because it's a Tamron and it's tech sharp, but also because of its focal length. In this video, I'll give you guys some good reasons as to why every photographer should have a telephoto like this in their kit. Alright, so reason number one, which is one of my favorite reasons to get a telephoto lens, is compression. And what compression actually does is that it makes the background appear closer to your subject, and it kind of squeezes the image so the background looks bigger than it actually is. It looks closer than it actually is in relation to your subject, and the background gets super blurry and compressed, so your images will end up looking super interesting, unique, and 3D-like. It will look dreamy, it will look different. And the reason why is because our eyes don't compress real life like telephoto lenses compresses images. A telephoto lens like this can really help you isolate a subject from its background, making it pop a lot more and creating a stronger sense of depth. That is a really nice effect that you can use to your advantage if you want to isolate a subject. The background is so creamy and so blurry and so out of focus, while your subject is so sharp that it creates this 3D-like image. And that leads me to my third reason to buy a lens like this. Reason number three is creating dramatic shots, and that is tied together with reason number one and two, because compression is actually the reason why you get isolation of subjects, which then again gives you dramatic shots. You can use foreground, background, you can use the reach to shoot through windows, you can use the reach to shoot macro-like shots. It's a good thing to know how to use compression to create certain images. Right, so reason number four is shallow depth of field. A lot of people talk about shallow depth of field and fast lenses with low aperture, so you can really get, a lot of bokeh in the background. You don't actually need to think too much about f-stop with zoom lenses unless you need that low light capabilities. I was actually going to buy the 100 to 400 G Master from Sony with an aperture of 4.5 to 5.6, and that has a longer reach than this lens, but this lens has a faster aperture, and for me, I wanted to use this lens for events, for low light conditions, outside in the dark when I'm shooting cars and stuff, so it made sense for me to go for this lens. But you don't actually need a low aperture to get the bokeh because the compression compensates for that. So reason number five is increased reach, and it's the most obvious one, right? A telephoto lens allows you to zoom in on distant subjects and capture them with greater detail and clarity. This is particularly useful for wildlife, sports, street photography, car photography, and other types of photography where the subject is far away. And that is something that is really, really nice and really versatile too, because that's the good thing about zoom lenses, right? A prime lens, 50 millimeters, like the one I'm shooting on right now, actually, it's fixed. You have to zoom in with your feet. You have to walk back and forth, and it's really, really nice as well. It has other advantages, but the good thing about a zoom lens is that you get different focal lengths and different reach, and that leads me to my next point, which is versatility. A telephoto lens like this is super versatile, and I remember back in the day I used to think that telephoto lenses was super specific, but guys, I'm telling you, you can use this for a whole lot of different things like car photography, portraits, street photography, weddings, events. A lot of non-photographers might point out images shot with this lens as great images because they can see that it's special, it's kind of interesting, it's something different. They don't know what it is, but they know it's something different, right? I recommend any creator, any photographer or filmmaker to have a telephoto zoom in their kit. And I hope you guys got a better impression of what a lens like this can produce and what a lens like this can actually do for your photography, because I personally think that a lens like this, motivates you to go out there and shoot things with a different perspective. And it's really inspiring. It's really motivating to use a lens like this. And of course, you don't actually need to use it all the time, but I'm pretty sure if you haven't tried a lens like this before, that you will get hooked. Okay, one last thing I want to say is that zoom lenses tend to be super sharp, and that adds to the whole package. That makes the image stand out even more, pop out the screen almost, and make the image more interesting and more unique. So that's why every photographer should have a lens like this in their kit. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was interesting. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll answer you guys as soon as possible. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace.